Mitch, the present man, 3.5 hours, do this together, man. It starts with us, it ends with us.
Hey, no cheers!
KO, 3, 1, 2, 3, yeah!
Come on, boys, let's go now!
This is no ordinary job.
That silver and black's different.
This is the silver and black.
It just hits different.
This is the Raiders.
Got locked in now, laser focus! Hey, this could get interesting.
Ride for the brand. The greatness of the Raiders lies in its future. May the best is yet to come.
I'm officially a Raider. I'm excited to be humble and hungry and get to work.
That's big boy football, right? You got boss. That's what you want to see right there.
The grit of this franchise sticks out. This is a historic franchise. You know, it's really important to me that we're a gritty team, that the way that they were back in the old days.
Just amazing concentration.
But why not us? Why not this staff? You know, why not this group of players?
There's a certain mentality and play style that's expected from different organizations. Right.
Go make a pay, fellas! Go make a pay!
I just want to do my 111. I believe that leadership is earned. It's not given.
I feel like I've always been meant to be a Raider.
Let's go show the fight!
So that first step was transferring and challenging myself, being in an uncomfortable environment. Because when you're uncomfortable, you're able to grow. It's a model of the Raiders. Once a Raider, always a Raider.
That's what we're going to be about, winning.
Everything we got!
Thank you. God bless. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you. God bless. Thank you for coming. And we are back at it again. Ladies and gentlemen, as you come into the house, into the Raider Nation little spot right here, say what's up to your boy. Please come with your water, because today we got nothing but talking to do. We're going to do a whole lot of talking because, as you know, it was the first day of pads at training camp, and the news is coming out. Plenty of news is coming out. Who's doing good, who's not doing well, who might be getting cut, even though we're not quite there yet. I don't think anyone's getting cut quite yet, but we're fast approaching that. As a matter of fact, when is the first cutoff? The first cutoff should be like after the first preseason game at the very earliest, at the very latest. I don't know if they let you cut anybody before that, but maybe they do. They probably do. They probably do. So, with that being said, I think we're still doing some setup over there. We got some nice flowers on the side that we're looking at.
Yeah.
I think we are going to watch a Kubiak press conference because I wanted to get some good stuff out of there. So that's what we're going to start with. Why people are kind of showing up. No one's really showing up yet. So while that's happening, we can. I do want to watch this just to kind of understand some of what he was saying.
Let's see, Mr. Kubiak.
All right, guys. Wherever you guys are. Do it.
Clint, I know as a coach you can never become comfortable, but
he looks comfortable.
Is there anything that you're pleasantly surprised by, something maybe you didn't expect to be as far as you are?
I think we just have a professional group of players. You know, they care about getting better. You know, we don't have any turds. We got guys that want to be here, that want to win, that want to change this place. And so
he said that statement.
I'm really happy with that.
That statement came out so fast.
You know what happened to Michael Mayer?
Yeah, he's busted his nose open. He'll be all right.
Oh.
For your running backs who worked out, how much is their contribution to special teams?
All right, Jarhead.
Tiebreaker.
That conversation.
Absolutely.
It
those
won't
guys,
come today, but it will come
whoever
one
the
day.
second and third back is, those guys have to be core special teams players for us. And when you're evaluating them in the draft, you got to take that into account. So I know that John does a great job of getting us guys that can play multiple spots, that being teams.
Welcome to the chat, guys.
Welcome to see what it looked like when the pads came on. I know it's only
I
been one day.
myself am a veteran of the U.S. Air Force.
I didn't notice them.
So welcome in.
So you're going to watch the tape. Nobody
can we
threw
pause
over
it
his
quick?
head, though, so that was good.
I feel like I'm
There
I
hasn't
feel like
been
I'm hearing
a
too much
player
echo
that's
to begin with
culturally
in his voice.
How do you
I feel like I'm hearing too much echo. Yo, what up, Joe? I have not seen you here before. Let us know. Let us know if it's your first time. Naylor is going to be good. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still not quite sold on him quite yet. Yes, I know we have heard some buzz, but honestly, not quite sold yet. I don't think. I want to see him on the field first. I do like his measurables at 6'1", 190. He does have speed, so he can play inside, outside, but he's also 27, and I'm kind of wondering why he hasn't broken out yet, if he's going to break out. So maybe he's not going to break out. But so far, it's a good point on Naylor, but I'm going to wait to see a bit more. I want to see actual in-game to see more. He's a Devonta Smith, yeah, but his age worries me, right? He's 27. If you're Devonta Smith, I need you to be that at the age of 24. And not trying to chase it at 27. You know what I mean? If you're trying to chase it at 27, it's like if he has a breakout, so let's see. How many yards are you talking equals a breakout? He had 440 last year, I believe. Yeah. How many yards are we talking to make a breakout? And that's a good point because he's one of the people we're going to talk about, so we can actually just hop right into it. I'm going to wait for you to respond with that number because when you say breakout, let me know what you're thinking number-wise. 1,000 yards. Fuck, that's a breakout. So you think he's going to go from 440 to 1,000 yards? Yeah. I mean, would you say, Black, that equals a breakout? Yeah, I think that equals a breakout. I gotta say, though, I don't know where it's going to come from. I don't know where that's going to come from. One, we haven't heard his name much at camp, right? We haven't really heard. Based on what everyone's saying about camp, when it comes to receiving, the number one name that's coming up is still Brock Bowers. That's the one the touchdowns are going to. That's the one everything is kind of generally going to. But on the other hand, I've also heard Malik Benson shining a bit. And he has the same measurables as Naylor, except he's much younger. So, again, 1,000 yards, I don't know where that's going to come from. Any ideas where that might come from? Because he would have to play outside receiver, right? So if we record 1,000 yards, he would have to be outside receiver. Naylor should get thrown 45 more balls. 45 more passes for Naylor? For sure. 45. Man. What do you think, Black? You think Naylor's going to get 45 more passes than he did last year?
I don't know. It's possible. He was a number 3, and now he's a number 1 or 2. So it's possible.
Number 2, the highest would be number 2 receiver behind Bauer. In terms of reception yards. Receiver. No, I'm talking in terms of reception because this one we're saying he's going to get 1,000 yards, so he needs to come from somewhere. So Bowers is probably going to get the most yards. So that means you think Naylor is going to be the second best behind. You think he's going to be better than Trey Tucker? No, you didn't say catches. You said throw more balls. So out of that 45, so if he gets 45 more throws, you assume that he's going to catch, let's say, 29 of those, right? Someone's got a question for you.
Does Tucker get 1,000 yards this year in the contract year? Yes. He'll get it.
Wait, this is his contract year, right?
Yep.
Okay, so the conversation is just sticking because we do have wide receivers is one of the people we're going to talk about. So now we got 3 people that are getting 1,000 yards each. Bowers is getting 1,000. You just said Tucker's going to get 1,000, and Naylor's also going to get 1,000. Is that what we're feeling?
Possible.
Right? Okay. The Naylor supporters, do you think it's possible that all three of those players get 1,000 yards each? Right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. Right? The most Tucker's ever gotten is last year. The most Naylor's ever gotten is 400. So Tucker's going to improve by 400 and Naylor's going to improve by 600 yards. Okay, where does that leave Michael Mayer? And what about a Malik Benson? How much are we thinking they're getting? Yeah, I don't know if those numbers are going to work out that way. I feel like both Tucker and Naylor cannot both get 1,000 yards.
He never said that. He never said Tucker was going to get 1,000, and I never said that. He never said Tucker was going to get 1,000, and I never said Naylor was going to get 1,000. I just think that he can get more targets.
Right.
Like,
so I'm going based on chat. So I'm going based on chat. So Justice for 12 says, "Do you think Tucker will get 1,000 this year?" You said yes.
Right. He asked me that.
Right.
And I said yes.
Okay.
I didn't say that Naylor was.
Right. And then earlier, Jarhead said Naylor will get 1,000 yards. Right there.
Yeah, but he didn't say that Tucker was going to get 1,000.
Right. But my point is, if Naylor's going to get 1,000, and you said Tucker's going to get 1,000, and Brock Bowers most likely going to get 1,000, are all those three possible to get 1,000? Or are we saying we're taking one of them out? Do you think Naylor will get 1,000?
No.
Okay. So you don't think Naylor will get 1,000? Okay. So then, Jarhead, do you think Trey Tucker will get 1,000? Because if we're saying one of those two is going to get 1,000 yards, okay, yeah, I can go with that. I can go with that. So will one of those get 1,000 yards this year? Which one? Here's a better question: who's most likely to get 1,000? Just based on all the circumstances, who's most likely to get 1,000 yards?
I would say Tucker.
I say Tucker as well. Yeah. Justice for 12. I don't see that either. I don't see three players getting 1,000 yards. In fact, I'm not even sure Kubiak wants to plan that, although he does have Brock Bowers, who is robot football from heaven. So he does have that. And based on what we're hearing at camp, and I don't know what y'all been hearing at camp. Based on what we've been hearing at camp, most of the offense has been running through Brock Bowers. That whenever Brock Bowers on the field, he just gets open. That's what I've been hearing. So yes, I can for sure see 1,000 yards going to Brock Bowers. Naylor is the one that, like, that's the thing. Like, I don't know where this Naylor love is coming from. People say he was behind Addison and Justin Jefferson, but yeah, now he's going to be behind Bauer and Trey Tucker. So yeah. So I don't see where those are coming from. Malik Benson, on the other hand, I do see him potentially breaking out, because all the conversation has been about him at camp kind of breaking out, right? And this is coming from guys who are on the field at training camp, like Levi Edwards, and they've been saying, yeah, nope, Malik Benson seems to be understanding the potential that there's a number one spot to be had, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know how much Benson is going to get. I don't even know how much playing time he's going to get. Like, I don't know.
Well, based on what we have and what we don't have, for sure we have Trey Tucker, wide receiver. We have Jack Best, but he's not an X. We have Thornton, but I don't think Thornton's ready yet. Unless you guys are on the ball, and Naylor is going to be the number one wide receiver, I think Malik Benson is someone to look out for. Okay, I think we can continue the video.
You define it because they say it's better. How do you define it?
Yeah, well, I think it's really important that it's those guys that define it. There's things we talk about in team meetings, but words are really they're just words, you know. So I think the most important thing is we go watch our tape and then we talk about what is acceptable and what is not, what effort looks like, what it doesn't look like, and then we let the players go set that standard. So it's their game, not ours.
What did you think of between the cornerbacks and the wide receivers today with the pads on for the first time?
No, it's fresh off the field. Got my eyes on a lot of things, mainly to make sure we're staying up, which you didn't do a very good job of today. But we'll go watch the practice film and see where we are.
What did you have your eyes on today?
What did I have my eyes on today? It's about guys being able to practice the right way with their pads on, not cheap shotting each other, not hitting each other from the side, thudding the right way, practicing like professionals.
What's your thoughts about Malik Benson's progress throughout camp?
He's got a good head start, playing good football. He has a lot in front of him, a lot that he needs to prove to us.
What's that about Jalen Naylor's camp so far?
Bringing Jalen here in the spring, he had a baby. He missed some practice, so I just wanted to see where he was at, learning the system. But he's picked up right where he left off. We expect big things out of Jalen. He has high expectations for himself. I think he can get better as we keep rolling.
You got 3 Georgia players in your defense. Is that giving sort of instant chemistry along those lines?
It does. It's a phenomenal program there. Happy to have those guys and hope that their toughness rubs off on the rest of them.
Where do you see him fitting in this offense?
He's got a long way to go. He's got to learn the scheme, but his mind's right. He cares, and he has to go show us he can be a force in the run game.
It's going to happen naturally with pads anyway. With competitive
It was. That's what it should look like every day. Yesterday it wasn't good enough, so we're looking for leaders to drive the energy of practice.
Okay.
Some of those snaps. Those are some low snaps.
All right. Okay. He just talked about Naylor. What sense did you get from what he said?
Yeah, he was out because he was having a baby, and
Yeah.
and then he's picked up the playbook, and Naylor has high expectations for himself. So do they, and he should be all right. I don't think Naylor is an issue for Kubiak.
Right. I think that's a question that came up, but I don't. His answer kind of told me like he wasn't really thinking about it. I mean, the guy's been with his family and he just got here. We'll see more. It's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, I want to say more about Naylor because people because you're not the first people to say he's gonna bring. I'm just like, okay, I guess. Look, I've already said what I think Naylor is going to become. Matt Collins. I think Naylor is going to be the next Matt Collins for the Raiders, right? That's kind of my ceiling for him. If he does more, great. The best wide receiver, more likely. The best weapon, will for sure. I like the skill set of wide receiver. You like it more from Naylor over Tucker? Yeah, I think I might be inclined to agree with that because Naylor is 6 foot 190 and Tucker is what 5'9", 188. So yeah, I think Naylor, but again, I don't know where the 1,000 would come from. Is I don't know where that would come from. And based on what Kubiak said, I don't think, at the very least, I don't see Naylor as a starting receiver already. I think he's saying, yeah, he's progressing. We'll see what happens before the first season of the. So if we're talking about Naylor this much, something tells me that people believe that he will be the X receiver, that we brought him here to be the X receiver, right? Is that the impression that I'm getting?
From who?
From Raider Nation. Do we think we brought in Naylor to be the X receiver? Because I never got that impression. Maybe it's just me. I never thought that was why we brought him in.
Yeah, well, he's absolutely going to be the X receiver. if it's not Dante Thornton, it's going to be him. It's going to be Naylor because Naylor played on the boundary last year, and his release rate was very high. Well, I won't say very high; it was high. His separation, which is yards away from the defender when he catches the ball,
right?
Which is high, which is average to
So he gets open
to from average to mid-average or whatever. I mean, like mid-high or whatever. So he has the ability to do it. Tucker doesn't have that ability to play on the line of scrimmage because he'll get jammed, and they want to use his speed to his advantage. So putting him in the slot or Z receiver will help him. So.
Okay. Yeah. What I'm working on right now, personally, is I'm about to start looking at Kubiak's offense in depth, looking at his Seattle Super Bowl run and kind of seeing how he's lining up and utilizing people. Until then, all I can say on Naylor is cool. Like Naylor was ranked 15th best number 2 receiver in the league last season. So he was number 2 behind Jefferson last season? Okay. Because I thought he was number 3 behind Addison. But if he was number 2 and is rated 15, 15 number 2 means that you have to clear all 15 points to then reach 32 number 1 to be the 32nd ranked wide receiver to be a number 1. Yeah. Well, again, yeah. I mean, it's the right time, right? It's the right time for him to do that. Justice. Yeah, Justice keeps asking you a question.
Okay, so do I think Shedrick Jackson makes the roster? That's a tough one because we have a room full of wide receivers. I can think of 4 of them that should make the roster already with Naylor, Tucker, Besh, and Thornton. And then you have Malik Benson, who's for sure on the radar. So I'm thinking he will make the roster. So that's 5. So essentially, you have probably one more position for the rest of the receiving core. So for Shedrick in order to make that the roster itself, he's going to have to show himself really in camp and in the preseason. I'm sure he's going to get plenty of time. He does have experience playing with the Raiders, and he got playing time last year. He does have some. He does have some skill. He has a little bit of experience. If he doesn't make the roster, I do believe that they will put him on a practice squad. He may or may not.
He'll probably get picked up.
I would probably lean to he may not get picked up. And there is a chance that someone does pick him up, but I think maybe not so much because there's going to be a lot of receivers get released at the cut time, and so then his value won't be as high, and hopefully we can hide him on the practice squad because then if Thornton and Besh don't flash early in the season, I wouldn't be surprised to see Shedrick definitely get called up.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I don't know. He's 26 years old. He's been bouncing around the league. I don't know. What do I have to believe that all of a sudden the big jump is coming? Like I don't know. Last year he got 4 receptions for 56 yards and 1 touchdown. I mean, what jump are we thinking from that? Going up against Jack Besh, going up against Trey Tucker, going up against no, I think Dante Thornton will make the roster because he's still a second-year rookie. There's no point releasing second-year breaks. There's no point releasing Dante Thornton. That's why he's gonna make the team, even if he's not like ready yet. Yeah, he's still on a contract. He's already been paid for the next 2 years, so keep him for 1 more year. See if you can get something out of it. So I think he's going to make the roster, also because of all of our receivers. He's the one that's the most different, right? He's a 6'5", 4'3" guy. He's the only one we have. So I think because of that, he's going to make the roster. Jack Bech is going to make the roster because obviously we just drafted him in the 3rd last year. So he's going to make the roster as well. Look, it's a great question because I think it will leave someone like Jackson kind of on the code because, again, at the age of 26, going into 27, are you going to break out now? Or if you're going to break out now, why would somebody who is 3 years younger, like a Malik Benson, not be that breakout, right? If you have the same exact measurables. Unless Shedrick Jackson figures it out this year. It's like, boom, I got it figured out. Yeah, Bech was a 2nd round pick. 2nd round, we traded down. So it was kind of a 2nd round, but yeah, the trade down always kind of made it seem like he was more 3rd, even though he was a 2nd round pick. But yeah, I don't personally. I don't know what to say on Jackson. Like I said, I haven't done any 90-man roster yet just because I don't want to answer that question that early. Okay, exactly. That's a great point, just because I was actually going to say that. I was thinking that because it's in the opening video. The catch that Thornton made last year, it was a bad catch. However, it was a terrible throw, and he had to come back and slide for it. Why was it a bad catch? Okay, it's fine. When you train receivers to catch the ball, trust me, that there's a point where you have to do whatever you can to catch it, but that's not the kind of pass that Dante Thornton wants at all. And you can see by just how uncomfortable his body was making that slide to make that catch. That's not the kind of catch he wants, right? He prefers the ball to come to him in stride, and that was a badly thrown ball. So, in theory, we're gonna get more better thrown balls. Okay, Black has one of those faces where he really wants to debate somebody. Somebody hop in here for a debate, please. Okay. Anything else from anyone?
No, go ahead. Finish your statement.
Yeah, I was done.
Oh, yeah. But it says the catch Thornton had against Patriots last year, the ball was underthrown. Tucker and Thornton needs the ball in stride. Yeah, ideally that's how you want it. So you can catch the ball and keep running. You guys hear? Can you hear? I can't hear you.
Oh, we're back. We're back. Go Cowboys. Okay, so we can't talk about the Cowboys because, yes, guess who still wants Max Crosby? The Cowboys do. Now, I'm pretty sure the chances of Crosby being traded away at this point is 0, right? We're all pretty confident on that. The chances of being traded is 0, right? Because the latest report we heard, it was that Jerry Jones is still kind of looking for a big splash signing, and we do know Jerry Jones was going to go after Crosby. And in fact, there was a theory out there that the Cowboys doctor was a second doctor that the Ravens doctor talked to about Crosby's knee. So we know for a fact the Cowboys would like to get Max Crosby. What are the chances the Raiders trade him at this point?
Oh no, I've been said he wasn't getting traded.
Yeah, I think at this point it's a 0. I don't think Max Crosby will get traded. So yeah, unless okay. So here's the thing: if Jerry Jones calls and gives up 2 firsts for Crosby now, Ronnie, would you do it? Because I don't know if I would now. right? 5% chance. Yeah, I don't know if I would now. That's the thing, right? It sounded good before the draft and free agency, but now that the season is almost here and we've seen Max back at 100%, yeah, I don't think I would want to trade him at all. Sounds good, but I don't think it'll happen. Yeah, I don't think it'll happen because I personally, if I was a GM, I wouldn't trade Max at this point. I would say if the knee's healthy, if everything's good, let's ride it out and just see what we got this year, right? We have 3 speedsters, Tucker, Thornton, Benson, and 3 guys that can handle underneath and cross middle stuff. Yeah.
Justice. So Justice, I think we do have 3 speedsters that can handle underneath. What do you say? 3 speedsters?
Right.
Tucker, Thornton, and
3
Benson.
guys that, yep.
So Tucker is going to probably be, Tucker can take the top off the defense, but I think they're going to use him more in the slot for those underneath routes that you're talking about. Try to work him in there. That's something I do want to see from him because I'm not necessarily sure how well he does that, the complete route tree. He did speak the other day, and he was saying that he's running the complete route tree and things like that. So in this Kubiak system, you got to run like a lot of different routes. You just can't just attack the safeties in the cover 2 and try to split the safety like we were trying to use him before. So I'm interested in see how they're going to use him this year. So we do have 3 speedsters. That's why I'm so positive about Dante Thornton, because even if he doesn't catch any passes, the fact that if he gets off the line of scrimmage, which he will, he stretches the defense and he keeps them honest in the back end of the defense. So that way it allows those crossing routes, maybe from a Tucker, maybe from a Benson. You might switch it around and you might even put a running back in the situation. And also it also creates space for Brock Bowers because he requires so much gravity. So it's all about spacing. Just like in basketball, if you keep the spacing right and you just keep passing the ball, the ball will find you. Same thing with football. If you keep the spacing right and you guys and the receivers run, decisive routes, then the ball is going to find you, and it's not going to really matter who it finds. It's going to find the right person.
Yeah, and the other key will be that we do have a better O-line now, so more time in the pocket for the receivers to get open. Yeah, and I'm down with the using Dante as a scheme guy. My personal hope is that he becomes more than that, but it's going to be really hard for him to become the next Megatron or Randy Moss. So I guess we can use him as a scheme guy to just kind of divert attention away. And he can't block. So the blocking one is a big deal because in a Kubiak offense, because it is so heavy personnel, 12 and 13, you do need to know how to block. But then again, do you really ever ask a 6'5" wide receiver in the NFL to block? Not really. They're not going to be. They're just not going to be big enough to be able to hold even cornerbacks. If you look at Dante Thornton, he's tall, he's fast. But we're not talking a dude with built like a train. We're talking just a really tall, skinny dude. So I think for him he's not gonna be asked to block because I just would not be how you skim him up. But if he does, can he become the next Tay Higgins? Is that a possibility? Do we think? Like, what's realistically holding him back from being the next Tay Higgins? I would say Dante Thornton doesn't really go up and get the ball very much, right? He does, but that's not really his game plan. He wants to be hit in stride, but he doesn't want to go up and get the ball, right? Yeah. He doesn't fit the scheme if we only ran 13 and 12 personnel. But that's not the only thing we're going to run, right? So, he would fit the scheme when there's 3 wide receivers out there. Right, he would fit if there's 4 wide receivers out there. His hands, that's why I said the catch he made last year, that catch he came back. I saw that catch and I didn't clap my hand like good catch. I was just like, ooh, that is an awkward. You look awkward catching that pass. So, So let's see. How many receivers are the Raiders going to keep? That's a question. How many receivers you see the Raiders keeping this year?
No, maybe like 6.
6. Yeah, I'm thinking 6, right? And at least one of them has to do special teams. Again, this was Cedric Jackson may actually squeeze in there because he could do special teams. You say, oh, Frankie, what up? Renee, Ronnie, have I seen you here? Have you been here before? If not, Ronnie, my bad for not seeing you coming in. Welcome to the nation. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Join what we're doing here. We have 3 of the better tight ends in the league. Exactly. That's the thing too, right? So we've got 3 of the best tight ends to run 13 and 12 personnel. We all know who they are. We're thinking 5 receivers. I'm thinking 6 because one of those receivers is going to do special teams. Maybe 2 of those receivers will do special teams, right? I think the receivers are going to be Trey Tucker, Naylor, Malik Benson, Jack Bash, Dante Thornton, and what's another big name that I'm forgetting? Yeah, I think those are the big names. And what?
Naylor.
I already got him. Trey Tucker, Naylor, Jack Bash, Dante Thornton, Malik Benson. I got one more, so I'm gonna probably say Cedric Jackson, unless another name comes to my head that I'm forgetting. Yeah, that's 6 receivers, and Cedric Jackson will be their punt returner, right? Because he did that last year, right? Jackson did return it last year. I think he did, because if he did, that's where I see him making an impact on the team, on the returning team. First timer, yo, Ronnie, what up? What up? What up? Come on in. Let's say what's up to the first timer. First timer just coming up in here with a nice picture of you and your lady. Say hello to the madame for us. We're glad you're here. Number 83. Number 83. That's is that Waller? Is number 83 Waller? Jersey? I think he was 83, right? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, I think his number was 83.
Yeah. Okay, so Thornton will go up and get the ball. It's hard for him to win going up, turning around. Perfect. And that's exactly what I've said, that because he's so tall, the way he has to win the ball is different. That's why you would prefer to hit him in stride, because at 6'5", he doesn't really want to go up that high to get the ball. The ball should just come to him because he's taller than everybody else. So if he has to do an extra to get up there, I think his body is just going to be a bit afraid of landing awkwardly. Yes, the Waller jersey. Yes. I hope Jackson reaches the return man. Yeah, exactly. So I think the higher likelihood is that the Jackson will be the return man, and that would equal the 6 receivers that we're going to have. Because I don't think we're going to move away from Thornton. He's only in the 2nd year. And I don't think we're going to move away from him, obviously, from not from Jack Bash either, right? And we only really drafted Malik Benson this year as a wide receiver. The other wide receivers, I think we got our UDFA, which probably means practice squad. Now, of those 6, the person that is likely to just kind of get dumped off, I would say is Thornton, because, again, he's the one who can't do even returning. So if one of those 6 is going to not make the team, yeah, it would be Thornton, right? Yeah, so I can see that.
Let me see.
Okay.
Justice for 12. He says Thornton will go up and get the ball. It's hard for him to win going up, turning around, and bending down because the ball was underthrown, utilizing his height. So here's the thing. Here's the thing with this as a receiver. One of the important things is that you have a catch radius. Your catch radius is important because the ball isn't going to come where you want it to. Ideally, you do want the ball in stride. You want the balls to essentially just be right where you put your hands at, and that's a perfectly thrown ball. But to throw a perfectly thrown ball in the game is like, you have to be elite level quarterback at all times. Now, as far as the Dante Thornton catch, in the Patriots in New England, to me, that showed me a lot about the type of receiver he can be, because that catch is very difficult, especially for a guy that's 6'5". Very, very difficult.
The comeback catch?
Yeah. The comeback the comeback catch is a very, I mean, first of all, he was open. So ideally, you do want to throw it towards the end zone so he can run under and keep catching like a Randy Moss or whatever or whatnot. So when people say that the comp was Randy Moss, I don't think they were saying he was Megatron or Randy Moss, but you can use his measurables in the same fashion. So the beautiful thing about the pass being underthrown is the DB doesn't know the ball is underthrown. So if you can stop the speed of the separation that you have and have the ability to come back, and not only that, avoid the defender and get on the ground and catch it, and that catch sealed the game. That was a big catch to me. So to me, I think that showed me a lot about him. Now he usually catches the ball with his hands open, or he doesn't really catch it. He doesn't really high point it. And you would like to see a guy 6'5" high point a ball, because no matter what, like a corner 5'11", 6'1", 6'2" is not going to be able to out jump a guy 6'5" when he's outstretching his hands. So what I'm hoping for Thornton is he's able to have the ability to work on his different catching dynamics and catch radius. And I think the reason why the pass was underthrown was because it was a lot of pressure in Geno's face. He rolled out a little bit. There was a little rush, and he just got rid of the ball because he can see that the defender can't see it. It wasn't the best thrown ball because it was underthrown. Underthrown balls are definitely not usually good unless you're trying to throw like a back shoulder type throw or trying to throw it behind the defender and the receiver could see it or whatnot. But it just overall was a good play by Thornton, in my opinion. So hopefully he can kind of make himself being shown that way, because just his measurables is going to make him an asset to the team.
Yeah, and I can see that. I can see that. There's a reason why I say it's a bad. For me, why I look at him like, no, that's not a good play, because if you throw Thornton that play 9 times out of 10, he's going to drop that 9 times out of 10. It's a really, really awkward catch. And the way his body twisted, you can feel that his body doesn't really want to do that. So I think basically I'm saying it was a lucky catch, because if you throw that kind of miss pass 9 times out of 10, I think that would fall on the ground 9 times out of 10. Because again, that's hard to do for even the best receivers in the league, let alone someone like a Thornton who's, again, body doesn't really want to do that kind of motion. Now, here's one area where I think he might be able to really break out, and that's a back shoulder fade catch. That happens to be Mendoza's best throws, and that is a really good play where you can hit somebody like Thornton in stride in a position where he doesn't really need to contort his body in any way to try and catch it. So I think there's a real possibility with that being a way that he breaks out. You don't want McCray. I don't want. Well, I mean, Charles Woodson did it. Tim Brown did it. So I mean, if we're talking like that, I think I wouldn't have a problem with that, Justice. If we're talking Charles Woodson type of player where he does the job of corner really well and also returns kicks, but of course he has a bum knee, so I can understand why you don't want to put that kind of pressure on those knees. But I also think that's why he's been running special teams, to see how much that knee can take. So we had a lot of broken spirits last year. Yeah, we did, and we didn't show up on the injury list. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Is projecting a wide receiver on the team to catch 80 passes fair? No, because the only person that would do the most receiving will be Bauer, and the tight end having 80 receptions. Yeah. It's going to be hard, but it's possible. It's possible for a tight end to have it. I don't think anybody else on the team will have it, though. Are you talking about actual catches or just passes thrown their way? If you're talking about actual catches, the closest person will be Bowers, and I don't think we're gonna throw to a tight end enough to get 80 passes. Maybe though, maybe, yeah. It will be Brock. Yeah, it will be Brock that could do it.
So Justice and Webb, about our man J-Mac returning punts. I'm not really concerned about him returning punts, because I mean, like, you don't really see punt returners get injured. I returned punts than I did kickoff, and I would say kickoff is definitely more dangerous than punts. For the simple fact that as a punt returner, you can decide or not when to return because usually you catch the ball and then you take a few steps and then you start doing your thing. Let's just say Jermai was to get an interception. It's the same thing. He's going to catch the ball, turn around, and start running a few steps, and then he can probably get hit more on an interception than in a punt return because really everything is in front of you. I think what they're doing is Kubiak is very stressing the old school thing of, hey, you earn your way on the field through special teams because we got to see if we can trust you with the ball. And you might trust a player with the ball because generally you want to put your guys back there that got the best hands, but you want to kind of get them involved into the game if they're not a starter. And so for him, that's his way to earn his way. Jermai is no different than anyone else that's on the team. Kubiak said, if you're not a starter, and even some starters are going to be on special teams. So him returning punts, I'm fairly cool. I'm fairly cool with that. It's not like he's fragile. Like if he get hit, he might get broke. It's that his injury is degenerative. So what happens is the toll over time is what's going to determine that. Because you ideally don't want to put Trey Tucker back there because he's the starter. He's going to be the wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2 this year. So you don't necessarily want to put him back there unless the guys that they keep putting back there either fumble the ball or not making the right decisions on fair catches and whatnot, or something happened and you just be like, hey, Tuck, just get in there because these guys ain't got it yet. So I'm fairly cool with Jermai working his way back on the field, getting himself back into football shape because he did miss a whole year last year.
Okay, so question. So if the season starts and he's on special teams, how are we feeling generally about that? Do we think that's a negative thing or would that be a positive thing? If season starts week 1 and he is primarily playing in this as a special teamer in returns, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a great thing, actually.
Great thing. Okay. Do you see McCoy as a starter at cornerback? I do not. Not this year.
Oh, he'll start this year, but he just ain't going to start for the first few weeks because they're bringing him in gradually. They're bringing him in gradually, hence the reason why he's going to be on special teams. Because what happens is they're going to put him in a little bit at a time, and then if he goes out there and flash, like especially if he get like 2 picks or something like that, oh yeah, he's going to be starting the following week. I'm not saying get 2 picks in the one game, but let's say they put him in there, boom, he get an interception week 2 or something, right?
Right.
And then, week 3 go by, and week 4, you get another pick. And then the corner that's over there is iffy. He might start week 5 or week 6. So
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. Based on how he did in college, McCoy is not an interception getter. That's not his gameplay, right? If we're going to go based on interception, that's going to be his guy Masses, who's already flashing at camp. So I can see McCoy starting. Yeah, I don't know. Barring injury, yeah, he would have to flash more than a Masses. Yeah. The good news is, though, we play enough really good teams with really good wide receivers where there's going to be some seriously good competition to where, hey, the best man is going to win that battle, right? I want to let McCoy take baby steps. Yeah, and I wonder if the coaches are thinking the same, right? Like, okay, because again, if we had no corners, it would be a different conversation, except we have corners, right? While we're working out all these running backs and not looking at any free agents in the because working out running backs is generally the way to do it at this time of year. It's better than going and finding free agents, because if you're looking at running backs that are already kind of active, they're already active. So yeah, that's kind of the answer for that. I think we can go either way. Who are the best free agent running backs right now? You're hoping McCoy? Yeah, I'm hoping the best man starts. again, McCoy has missed the whole season, right? He's 20 years old with a knee that might have some degenerative conditions. I'm hoping that the best man starts. Now, we've been over him already in that for McCoy, he kind of wants to get in there and get his first big paycheck because based on that knee issue, he may only have 6 years in the NFL to play. So yes, for him, it is best that he starts playing right now and starts right away and starts to build that capital so he can get a big first contract in the next 3 years. But again, if Ezekiel Massis performs better, that's just what it is, right? Porter better start getting some kicks. Yes, let's talk about Porter because it seems like, again, Massis is kind of beating him out right now as well. But again, this is only the first day of pads. That's the word. That's the news. But even then, if Ezekiel Massis is actually beating Porter, it could just mean that Ezekiel Massis is the real deal. It could just mean that, right? It could just mean that, oh, yeah, no, this dude's actually good, right? Our weakest point are the defensive tackle and wide receivers. Well, I think Tonka Hemingway has a few things to say about that. Yes. Would you say that the defensive tackle and wide receivers are weakest parts of our team? Would you say that? I would say the defensive tackles are better than right now. I feel more confident about our defensive tackles than I do about our safeties.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be tough. I got to see that in action because I got to see it in action because they're so young. That position is young, very, very young. So I'm just not knowing. I'm just not sure yet. I'm just not. My jury is still out on that.
Yeah, and the last we heard was that Tucker Hemingway is doing well. I'm pulling for this guy by that, but he just like that number. So the word is that he's performing really well at camp. Adam Butler is still a very capable run stopper. So again, when we're talking about defensive tackle, especially in the 3-4, are they going to be able to stop the run consistently? Because that's going to be the number one thing. And Adam Butler is still very capable at doing that. And then we have people like Brandon Cleveland that we drafted, and Jonah Lahulu, right? We have him, who was also very capable. I trust that group a bit more than I trust safeties because the next point that we got to make is Tradian Stukes finally came up. His name finally came up at camp, but he wasn't good. Apparently, he got burnt, I believe twice today. So Tradian Stukes did not have a good camp today. But chat, question on that. Yeah, he was beat twice. So Tradian Stukes was beat twice, allowing catches to Naylor and Devon Tompkins. Who the fuck is Devon Tompkins? Yeah, so let's talk Tradian Stukes real quick. So when it comes to free safety, you guys know the person that people are saying will be free safety right now is actually Teron Johnson. That's the guy we brought in from the Bills, who was a slot corner. But the news this week is that he was primarily playing free safety, and when Tradian Stukes got out there, he got burnt twice. So again, first day of camp, Pat. So maybe no reason to worry, right?
No, I'm not worried at all. Teron Johnson is not a safety. He's a nickel corner. So
nickel corner, yeah.
That's not, but that's not to say that in some packages that he won't play free safety when they roll Stukes down into like the nickel or something like that in different packages. As far as Stukes, though, I'm not really concerned about him because we're asking a lot of him. It's similar to Mendoza, except for we know Stukes is going to start. So the thing is, he has a lot of information to ingest and a lot of football to see. And we got to remember, he is a rookie. And also, I just think that once he gets it, then we won't have to really worry about it. So my leash is very long when it's coming to Stukes. we want him to come in and be a captain. Maybe not right away, but he will end up being that. And all the things that point in the direction that he'll be able to handle what's going on. He might be drinking out of the fire hose now, but eventually he's gonna get to a point where he can put a tap on that thing and do like we used to do when we was kids, drink out the water hose. So I think he'll be all
the
right.
water hose.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Okay, Captain. Let's start, Captain. Here's the word that I've been hearing about Captain. Now, right now, the green dot might go to Nakobe Dean, which would be okay. He's going to play middle linebacker, especially in the 3-4. But I was thinking it was actually going to be Quay Walker. But the news that I heard today is that the consideration right now is that Nakobe Dean would wear the green dot. How important do we think the green dot is? And yes, that's a legit question. I know we hear a green dot all the time, but on the defense, how important do we actually think the green dot is?
Well, it's very important. That's the head communicator. That's the extension to the sideline. The thing about the green dot situation is both of those guys have been green dots before. So essentially, we have two green dots. And then not to mention they play together. So it's going to kind of be like one beat, one sound when it comes to those two guys. It's going to almost be like if one says something, the other one knows how to finish the other one's sentence. And so it's essentially one of them can control the communication on one side of the field, and then the other one on the other side of the field. And then you have Stooks in the back to make sure it all is covered. It's going to take some time to get to that point. But, I mean, you got to have the players in position to even do that. I think we do have those players in those positions. So I just think that with time, maybe I would say by mid-season, then you'll see this defense clicking like no other.
So Ronnie, you think Walker is going to play outside linebacker? Ooh, that would be different because I believe Walker is middle linebacker since Georgia. That's his position. He's a middle linebacker. Now I know the reason why we're saying that is because Walker's a bit on the bigger side of the linebacker because I think it's like 256, and linebackers generally aren't that big. But Walker is kind of particular because he's fast as a 265 linebacker. So, but again, I'm not saying he's not going to play edge. I'm saying though, since his college days, he's always been a middle linebacker. And remember, he played at Georgia with Nakobe Dean. So, again, in a 3-4, if it's fine because in a 3-4 you got the two middle guys. That's fine. In a 3-4, that totally works. But I would be surprised if Walker wants to play defensive end because I don't think he can do 3-tech. I don't think he can do 3-tech. So I think Walker is exclusively a middle linebacker, and that's what he played for the Packers. Adam Butler's a staple, although we did have the conversation. If you wanted to trade for Vita Vea, would you package Adam Butler with a third and a fifth to give for Vita Vea? Right? Because Ray the bad guy, he says yes, because that was his idea. And I also say, yeah, no, I kind of like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would. I mean, it's not that I don't like Adam Butler. It's kind of like the AOC situation. It's not about you or the player. It's about the situation. If we were to bring in a Vita Vea, they play similarly.
Right.
And he's not going to start over Vita. So his playing time was severely diminished. So to give him an opportunity to play somewhere else, because he'll be essentially going from a starter to someone on the bench. Mm-hmm. And then I think that they will need a D tackle, and they can use him. I wouldn't necessarily use him initially in the trade, but if we say, hey, we got a fifth, we got a third for you in the fifth, and they say something like, no, we want a fourth, and you I ain't trying to do all that because Switek love his draft picks. I think that if we do give up a third and a fifth, somehow, some way, he's going to finagle another draft pick next year to take up for that fifth round. But if we just needed that extra bargaining chip, then give him Dante. I mean, give him Butler, or you can give him AOC, whatever.
They don't want AOC. They don't want him. Yes, I would totally give a third, a fifth, and Butler for Vita Vea and a fourth in return. No, I'll take a 6 in return. Right? Give him a 5, take a. Yeah, I would do that. Again, if we're trying to improve one area of the Raiders right now with Vita Vea available, I would say defensive tackle is the place to go, right? But I want you guys to think about this next question, right? Think about this next question. Go back to Raider past. Give me one Raider legend that you will put on the team right now to tell our Raider Nation that if we put this legend on the team right now, we can win the Super Bowl. Which legend would you pick? Any legend, any era, based on stats and based on how good they were. Which legend would you put on the team right now to make a Super Bowl run? That's the question. Think about it. I'm gonna get some water. That is for chat. Every name you bring up, we're gonna talk about. I hope you got some cool names. The question again is, what Raider legend would you add to the team right now to make a Super Bowl push?
I don't know. If we was using the roster that we have now and we need a D tackle or a wide receiver, I would probably put Timmy B out there. I don't know. If we need a D tackle, I'll probably put what's my guy name? Big Jerry Ball. I mean, but we had some better D tackles than that too. So we got some Hall of Famer linemen too. So I don't know. But it would be one of those two positions. I would probably go with a wide receiver because we need a wide receiver one. I would take Prime Timmy B, my favorite player.
Ooh-wee. Prime Timmy B. Okay, we're seeing it. Khalil Mack. Okay. I think when it comes to defensive tackle, he didn't play long. And I think I might have his name wrong, although I don't. Darrell Russell. I think I'm correct on the name. Let me make sure his first name is Darrell.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. A Raider legend, defensive tackle that he didn't play long, but when that boy played. Bringing back Prime Khalil Mack to play opposite of Crosby. Two defensive ends. Yeah, that would be something, wouldn't it? The way to win every game is to hurt the opposing QB. Well, besides hurting them, so you're gonna bring back Khalil Mack over Howie Long? Is that what I'm hearing? You're gonna bring back Khalil Mack over Howie Long to add to the team right now? That's the question. Whoever said Khalil Mack or Howie Long, let me hear it. Give me what you really think. Because you said Khalil Mack and you skipped over Howie Long. Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're doing? I mean, are we skipping over Tim Brown to say Randy Moss in his prime? Because I mean,
yeah, Randy Moss didn't do nothing for us.
For us, yeah, he did nothing for us. But I mean, if you can get Patriots Randy Moss though.
Yeah, no, I'm going with Timmy B. Just
Timmy
because
B,
I got that's Mr. Raider. I'm not picking somebody else over Mr. Raider.
That's right.
Not at that position.
Yeah, Ronnie, I said any era. Give it to me. Any era based on their style, based on their stats, based on how good they were. Assuming, yes, they can still play modern football. Who would it be? Because if you say, okay, so Howie Long or Khalil Mack? Chat. Who we thinking? Howie Long or Khalil Mack? Based on stats, based on what they did for the team, who we bringing back? Howie Long prime or Khalil Mack prime? Because Khalil Mack prime is no joke, right? But Howie Long prime is also no joke. So who would you bring in that case? I think I'm still going Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack in his prime. I'm still going Khalil Mack in his prime. Oh, yo. Pigskin said, Pig said, Tim Brown is nice for giving respect, but he won't win us a Super Bowl. So you think if he had Tim
Well-
Brown to this team right now, we won't win a Super Bowl? I mean,
I don't think there's one player that we can stick in from one era and just
Okay.
win a Super Bowl. I'm just
all right, fine.
saying, like,
Let's do 2
I'm
players.
just I'm looking at it like this. If we just need a player to add to this team to make a Super Bowl run, Timmy Brown would be who I would pick. Now, if we were gonna just go hypotheticals, then I would take out Ashton Genty and put in prime Bo Jackson. Then we'll win the Super Bowl.
Oh,
or-
yo. Okay, no, we're gonna stop then and talk about that. Prime Genty. Okay, Prime Genty, given what Prime Genty could be, or Prime Bo Jackson, who we taking? Because I don't know. I think I'm about to hear some thoughts on this, right? Prime Genty or Prime Bo Jackson, who we taking?
Oh, we already know the answer.
No, stop with the OSC. Bo. So Venta says Bo. Really? So okay. So Venta says Bo. I'm gonna hold my answer for it. But I want to see what other people say. Prime Bo or Prime Genty? Because they do have 2 different playing styles. Right? Bo would get hurt in today's game. Would Bo get hurt in today's game? He was shifty, man. Bo was very shifty. Bo was like Adrian Peterson before Adrian Peterson. Big, fast, and very shifty.
No, Bo Jackson got hurt on a freak accident. That was a freak accident. That Bo Jackson would run over anybody in any era. I'm talking about 2030, 2060, 2090, the year 3000. Bo Jackson is not just generational. He's like what do you call it? What do you call 1,000 years? What would you call 1,000 years? Because a century is 100 years, so 1,000 years is something. Yeah, he's a once in 1,000-year player. He got hurt with a freak accident.
He did get hurt with a freak accident. Yo, Mr. Pastaman is in the house. Alfredo, Raider Nation for life. Welcome in, brother. Welcome in.
Alfredo, what's up, good brother?
Alfredo, look, man. I think if you're saying Bo right away, I think you got to slow down because, again, Genty is also a unicorn. If you see the way Genty is a unicorn, right? If you see what he did at Boise State, we know he also is generational. At least we've called him that, right? I think Bo is a demigod.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, fine. I think I'll go with that. But a part of me says, I think Genty can give
Oh
you.
yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Millennium. Duh. Thank you, man.
Millennium,
Thank you.
yeah. But okay, I'll have to say Bo too, just because the legacy of Bo is just stapled there, and he only played 4 years in the NFL. But I don't know, man. I feel like Genty. I feel like Genty is generational, like for real generational. Now, once in a millennia, I don't know. Bo got hurt in a freak accident. Can he really be once in a millennia?
Yeah. It's like
Okay,
no different than Bowers getting hurt last year and then saying he's not the best tight end because he got injured. Like, we know he's the best tight end. Injuries are part of the game. They're inherent part of the game. And barring injury, because I'm not putting into this equation this hypothetical injuries too. If we're going to do a hypothetical, let's take the injuries out. I'm sure some of y'all play Madden with injuries off.
Here's one other side. I feel like Bo Jackson's play did have a lot of big breakaways. But in a full Super Bowl game, I think Genty will be more effective than a Bo Jackson. Because I think Genty will be a lot harder to scheme against because the way he runs doesn't command open space 90 yards, which I think in a Super Bowl, teams are gonna find that much harder to give to you.
Hold on. You saying Genty over Bo Jackson?
Right.
Okay.
In one Super Bowl game. In a Super Bowl game.
Especially in one Super Bowl game.
Right.
Bo Jackson would
What
be
is
the
your reason?
MVP.
Okay, why? What's the reason? What's the reason?
Bo Jackson would be the MVP. He would be the MVP for the next year's Super Bowl if it was only one game. Like,
what's the reason?
There's no player like Bo Jackson other than Deion Sanders and Jerry Rice. Like
really?
Those three players, and maybe Randy Moss too. Maybe Randy Moss. But other than that, I mean, even T.O. Like I dang near want to put T.O. in there.
So far, those players are Hall of Famers, right? And one of them is not.
What do you mean? He was injured.
Bo Jackson is not a Hall of. Right.
He was injured.
So you're saying a
we're
player
not
who was
talking
injured,
about.
But okay, so you're saying a player who was injured.
So Brock Bowers was injured last year too, so he's been hurt half of his career. So
okay.
So if that's if this hypothetical, so let me ask.
Okay.
Is this hypothetical includes injuries or not?
Okay, if it doesn't include injuries, the reason why I'm pushing against that is if it doesn't include injuries, you'll just say, well, Bo Jackson is the best in the millennia, and he's going, what millennia? He didn't record the stats to be best in any millennia. So if you don't include injuries, you're basically saying he will have broken every single record possible. That's too much of an hypothetical. That's way too much of an hypothetical. So you're telling me that no team will have figured out how to stop Bo Jackson except for a freak accident. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can't say anything against that. So yeah, I'll go with it. But what I said was based on their gameplay, based on the way they play, it would be harder to skim against a Genty than it would be to skim against a Bo Jackson, right? Bo Jackson might be the greatest athlete ever. Yeah, again, I don't. Okay, I can't do it. Can somebody come up with a counter to Bo Jackson might be the greatest athlete ever? Does somebody have a counter to that?
There is no counter to that. He's the greatest athlete ever, ever. Like the greatest. Other than my man,
Deion Sanders.
Other than my man Jim Thorpe, I'm talking. Yeah, Deion Sanders is in that elk too. Jim Thorpe. Okay. I'm talking about greatest athlete ever. I'm talking about athlete ever. Athlete
ever.
Yeah, Jim Thorpe. So Bo Jackson.
So the greatest athlete ever is not the fastest athlete ever, is not the strongest athlete ever, is not the shiftiest athlete ever, but he just happens to be the greatest athlete ever?
Okay, so my list for best athlete ever is Jim Thorpe, Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders.
Okay, what are the criterias? What makes them the best ever?
That if you put them in any sport, they're going to be the best player on the field.
And we know that for a fact.
We're talking hypothetical. So hypothetical.
Okay, so hypothetical. Is Bo Jackson hypothetically the fastest athlete football player ever?
Yes, he ran a 4.1 in pads.
Bo Jackson ran a 4.1 in pads.
Go look it up for yourself. Go look it up for yourself. I mean, it's out there. People are saying it. I mean, like,
right. I don't believe people, but I see.
Well, I'm just saying people that were there. So you cannot believe them. I mean, they were there.
Right. I think there is an official fastest time recorded, and it's held by a cornerback. So Bo Jackson would have been the fastest athlete. Would he also have been the strongest athlete? So you're basically saying Bo Jackson is faster than the fastest running back, stronger than the strongest running back, shiftier than the shiftiest running back. Yeah.
That's not my measurable.
Sorry. You know what's so good about Bo Jackson? That is like his tag, like he's the one of one. Yeah, and it's a really good tag, but he also has no like memorable accolades. So unfortunately,
no what?
No memorable accolades. He has no championships. No, he has no championships. Didn't he only play I think he played 4 seasons in the NFL. Yeah, but so was Deion Sanders though, right? Yeah. Okay. Bo Jackson is the greatest athlete. Remember, he ran over Deion Sanders in college. Bo Jackson would dominate in any era. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Bo Jackson is the greatest athlete of all time. Got it. Cool. Bo Jackson would run out the stadium and circle back. I mean, there's no iron team, but apparently Bo Jackson can run the entire team on his back.
Right? What you?
And Chuck Norris can beat every single person in the world except for death. Yes, Bo Jackson is the greatest ever that we would never actually know he's the greatest ever because we don't have stats to go with it and we don't have accolades to go with it. So it is brutally unfortunate for one Mr. Bo Jackson. He is the greatest ever to never be recorded in any greatest ever titles.
so justice for 12. Justice for 12. I'm with you on that. Bo Jackson is the greatest athlete. Remember, he ran over Deion in college. Bo Jackson would dominate in any era. That's why I said he'll be the best athlete in the year 3000. Like, it don't even matter, bro. He'll be the best in any era. And even Deion, and Deion would not give anyone propers over him other than a Bo Jackson, because even when they were saying to Deion, hey, you're the greatest athlete ever, he was like, no, wait a minute, let's pump our brakes. And he told the story of how he got baptized by Bo Jackson.
Imagine all the greatest athletes sitting there hearing this conversation going, are you being serious? I have medals. Michael Phelps is like, I want medals in multiple Olympics. Bo Jackson doesn't have anything, but no, he's still the greatest athlete ever. Tom Brady's like, bro, I've got 6 rings, but Bo Jackson can run around the stadium and circle back. But a freak accident took him down. Damn. Do you guys imagine what must happen in Bo Jackson's brain, where we got people here going, you are the greatest of all time, and he's sitting there going, yeah, but that turf got me, didn't it? Thank you. Forrest Gump is better. Forrest Gump is the greatest athlete of all time. Right? Even as a movie to prove it. Okay. Who else are we going? Oh, Kobe. No. Bo Jackson's way. Michael Phelps. Nope. Usain Bolt. Nope. It's Bo Jackson. Kobe has championships. Michael Phelps has championships. Bo has championships on world records. But Bo Jackson. I was a kid in 1987 watching that Monday night game when Bo went crazy against the Seahawks. Yeah. MJ. No, not MJ. Bo Jackson is the greatest athlete ever. I'm unfortunate that the greatest ever doesn't have the accolades to go with it. Unfortunate. Bo ran over guys like Ronnie Lott, Mike Harden, and Kenny Esley. Not many can say that. I mean, I don't know. I did see Marshawn Lynch take an entire team in one play, broke every single tackle, and then hopped backwards to get a touchdown. I think there are a lot of people that can say, no, we can definitely give Bo Jackson a run for his money.
Hey, so Raider Allegiance, I am 1,000% in concurrence with this statement. He says
1,000%. That's not a statement that I'm making, though, right?
He said, no, I'm talking about a statement that he just made. He just said, come on now, you tripping. That's like saying Barry Sanders wasn't good because he has no rings.
Who the hell would say Barry Sanders wasn't good, period? Who would say that? Barry Sanders has over 10 years of being a Pro Bowl selection. He has his accolades. Earthquake game. What was the earthquake game?
The game where he had the beast quake. That's what he means.
Oh yeah, Beast Quake. Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, I might call that the greatest single run from a running back in football history. That was fucking incredible. I don't think Bo Jackson could have done that, but maybe he could have, because Bo Jackson was the greatest athlete of all time.
Did you watch Bo Jackson play? Let me ask that. How old were you when Bo Jackson was in the league?
Everyone watched Bo Jackson.
No, I'm asking, how old were you when Bo Jackson played?
Please tell me, who here grew up not watching Bo Jackson play football?
No, I'm asking, how old were you when Bo Jackson played?
There's a whole football game named after him. What are we talking about? Everyone's seen Bo Jackson play. I can pull up we can pull him up playing right now.
How old were you when Bo Jackson was playing?
It doesn't matter how old I was. You're just basically saying that you're going to take the judgment of kids on who the best running back is. Sure, Bo Jackson played in what year? I was born in 1984. You're telling me that you knew then when you were watching Bo Jackson play that this is the greatest athlete we are watching in the history of athletes. I think 1,000 people are lining up saying, "Excuse me." I think Simone Biles is lining up going, "Excuse me." Football players are the best. Okay, football players are the best athletes in my opinion. In Justice's opinion, basketball players tend to be good at baseball, but not necessarily any other sport. I don't know. Okay, cool. Anybody have a point against that? Because I don't. Yeah, I don't. Football. Yeah, I mean, what about sumo wrestlers? What about rugby players? Are they equal to football players? What? I didn't see that last one. Yeah, you're saying football players are better athletes, because best can drop down to better athletes than sumo wrestlers and rugby players and soccer players and swimmers. I mean, I love football, but who cares what anyone thinks when it's undermined by performance art? This is not sports. This is guys blowing up their body for likes.
Hey, so Pig's Pig, hey, you hella funny, bro. I like you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, man. I like to see commentary like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You.
Like,
subscribe to I think you already subscribed to the Good Raiders channel. I usually tell the type of people I don't want on my page.
Yeah.
But you are the type of person I want on my page. So y'all hit the like button, because we kind of went left. I thought we were talking about the camp and his presser, but now we talking Bo Jackson. That's great.
Yeah, well, into best athletes of all time. Yeah, no, I think again, you did say that it was opinion, so that's opinion. But yeah, opinions does warrant somebody coming in and saying, I think Russian ballet people will tell you that they are the greatest athletes of all time, right? So that's kind of Reggie Bush in college. Again, Reggie Bush in college was being considered one of the greatest of all time, right? Before he did it, right? So, okay. This is actually going to be the end of it for me. It's 9:30. I gotta go spend time with the wifey. For those who want to hit the follow my channel, I do stream. I think I'm doing a solo stream probably tomorrow, but so you'll see me here and there as well. Over on my channel. Okay, so Bad Guy Rated. That's the debate channel, right? That's what you guys like. You guys debate on your channel and stuff. My channel doesn't do so much of that debating. I do more just kind of letting you know what's happening with the team. Where does Mike Trout come in? Ooh, Mike Trout. I don't know. I wasn't alive when Mike Trout was playing football, right? I can't even. Oh no! Can you block that? Oh no! I think that's actually coming from me. No, you're good. You're good. It's not. It's coming from my Twitch. Twitch likes to get spammed by people who want to sell you stuff. All right, any other questions? I think that's about it. I think we're good to go. All right, I'm gonna bounce out. You're gonna keep streaming.
Yeah, I'll stream for a little
bit. All right. I'm gonna bounce out. Y'all have a good day. Yeah, I think I'm on solo tomorrow, but I don't know yet. We'll see how that goes. All right, man. Peace. For those who are on my channel, thanks for the like, thanks for the follow. Y'all will see me again there soon. Peace out.
So check this out, y'all. The views and opinions expressed by the Good Raider are not those of the Raider Bad Guy. My channel is not a debate channel, but I'm open for debate. And also, if you are into debate, we do have a debate show that's going to come out Friday at 8:30 West Coast time. If you are a debater, let me know and you can get on the Fight or Flight Club. This is going to be a structured debate show, not ghetto, no personal attacks, respectful, and we just want a community where Raider fans can get together and we'll talk about yesteryear things, present things, maybe even the future. So if you look on there, we got some hitters on there. I see my boy Pizzle. I see my boy Severe. I see Raider Twan, Jason First Downs. My man right here in the middle, the Rebel Raider, Sacktown Mike. I see my boy Yerb. And I see Raider Jason over there. So if you guys want to be down or just at least come watch it and then see if you find yourself yelling at the screen and you got a good debate and you want to, we're going to extend it to a few more people. So for sure. So that's going to be the debate show. And so for you guys, we got kind of sidetracked right there, but I'm going to go live. Me and Raider Twine will be live in probably about 30 minutes, and we're gonna go over the special report that came out from the you know what? That's because I haven't hit this button in a while. Hold on, y'all. I was tripping. My bad. Let me get to it. I was tripping right there when I said the Niners.
That shit was fucking weak.
Yeah, so my bad, y'all. But yeah, so if you guys want to talk Raider football or whatnot, that is going to be the show right there. Yeah, Pig's Pig. Make sure, that's what I'm saying. Make sure you hit the subscribe button because it will be on my channel and it will be it's all good. It's all good. So I'll be live with Raider Twine. We're going to talk about the specials where I think I seen it was Trey Tucker and it was one other person. Let me get that information real quick because we are going to go live here shortly. My bad, guys. Let me get the info for you guys. It's going to be Quay. Cut that chick up, Quay. Quay Walker. He's going to sit down and Trey Tucker, and he's going to talk with James Jones, and we're going to see that he's going to talk about the first day of pads. So stay locked in. We'll be right back. So go and get some water, roll up you feel me? Go and get you a nice tall drink, make some popcorn, make a sandwich, do whatever it is you got to do. Because I do appreciate you guys hacking in and pulling up. And if you're on the Good Raider channel, hit my subscribe button if you guys want to come over and watch the show. Anybody on my channel can do the same for his if you like content from him. So I'll see you guys sooner than later.
I'm a Raider, from the Bay to LA to Las Vegas. Rest in peace to Al Davis.